actually my take on a talk show. In my secret life, I'm a talk show host, right? So it's an opportunity for me to connect with women from across the Chicagoland area, bring them to an arena where we can talk and learn about who she is, what she does, and why does she do it, all in hopes of inspiring someone to, live their best life, follow their dreams, and just take a leap. So this opportunity here is one that has blown my mind. So I'll share with you how this actually happened. So in 2020, my word for the year was opportunity for my organization. My word was enlarge my territory, and that's what I asked God to do for me. The auto show contacted me and say they saw me on Instagram. So the power of social media and the power of how you represent yourself on social media and the power of how people perceive you. And so I know that they didn't look at one picture and say, we want her. I'm sure the team scrolled through. I'm sure they did research, went to the website, watched me, because if they're going to bring an organization in, it has to match what their plans are for the day. And today is Women's Day. So can I get a little noise? Thank you. I'm just so excited to have these amazing women up here with me today. I'm so excited that they said yes. The word opportunity is my word. And sometimes an opportunity, you take the opportunity and it may not cost or may not pay you anything, right? Because it's an opportunity. When they reached out to me and said, we have an opportunity for you to partner with us, I thought maybe I had to pay. I was like, well, I don't know,
Right.
But then I remembered I asked God for the opportunity. I asked him to enlarge my territory, and this is what happened. From me having faith and taking a leap and saying, Lord, you know what? This is what I want. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to do it for. And we're here today just to give you a little insight on who we are, what we do. And we're going to answer the question, what drives her? What motivates her? What inspires her? What pushes her to do the things that she does to make an impact in the community and in the lives of others in which she connects with? So our moderator, Ms. Sarita, she's going to start with some amazing questions. You all will have an opportunity to do a Q&A, and I just hope that you enjoy yourselves and enjoy the She Lounge experience. Thank you.
Woo!
All right, so we can't have you at the She Lounge experience this is a diversity of skills and background and just all of this melanin. Let's be honest. It's Black History Month, and this excellence is at the table.
Yeah.
But we are at the Chicago Auto Show, so it only makes sense for us to have a woman in the automotive industry. That would make sense, right?
Exactly.
So I noticed that we have this stage right here, and then as I stand to this corner and I see straight across from me, I see Chevrolet, and lo and behold, we have a special guest. This special guest is none other than Crystal Roberts. Give it up for Crystal Roberts. I'm gonna let you know who she is as she gets up here to the stage. Crystal Roberts is the general manager of American Chevrolet Inc., located in Hotchkiss, Illinois. Crystal has over 15 years of automotive dealer experience and has held various positions within the Advantage Auto Group. Her focus has been on increasing sales and service opportunities. Under Ms. Roberts' direction, the dealership has improved to one of the top 5 Chevrolet dealerships out of 60 in the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana area.
Yes.
The dealership's sales have also increased by 20% to approximately 3,000 new and used car sales annually during this period. Advantage Chevrolet also has improved its standing with the Chevrolet from satisfactory to superior in car and truck sales. The dealership also now places in the top 200 out of 2,000 Chevrolet dealerships nationwide. Since 2016, Crystal has served as the chairperson for General Motors' 20 group of dealers, a group which is comprised of 20 successful General Motors dealerships whose purpose is to analyze and incorporate best business practices within the dealership's day-to-day operations. She is also an active member of the NADA and a graduate of the Dealer Academy. She was featured in Crane's subsidiary publication, Automotive News. The article features some of the unique benefits Ms. Roberts has implemented to employees for improvement of their overall quality of life. Overall quality of life. Such benefits included extended lunch breaks to managers and paid memberships to health clubs, encouraging them to spend this extra time at the gym, exercising and improving their eating habits. Give it up one more time, guys, for Ms. Crystal Roberts. Woo! So I want you all to know something. As we get ready to dive in and drive in on these questions today, we are thinking in the frame of mind of vehicles. So you may look at these ladies and have your own idea of, if they were a certain car, what kind of car would they be? Not what they drive. So I'm going to dive in and start over here with Miss Terry over here. Miss Simmons over here. Yes, what kind of car would you be? There you go. We can hear you.
Good morning. Is this good morning? All right, good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good.
Okay, that's just for me to get my nerves out, okay? So how are you guys?
Good.
Okay. The kind of car that I would be and the car that I drive, so, is a Jaguar.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because when I'm ready to go, when I hit the gas, I'm ready to go.
There you
The
go.
Jaguar gets me where I want to go real quick.
I love it.
No,
So
that's
you know
right.
what? We're gonna add one more layer to that while we have you and we're in the frame of mind of the Jaguar frame of mind. Who are you and what do you do?
So when I think about this question, I don't like to be put in a box or label. I color outside of the lines. I don't play by the rules. I never have. So when they asked me to put together a bio or a media package, my PR person is here, I describe myself as an entrepreneur, a civic leader, and a trailblazer. And the reason why I do that is because, as you mentioned, I grew up in an entrepreneur family. My parents were entrepreneurs, my grandmothers were entrepreneurs, and I am an entrepreneur. And I help entrepreneurs start and grow businesses by providing all kinds of resources through the Women's Business Center in Aurora, which is a part of the Women's Business Development Center out of Chicago that's been around for over 30 years. A trailblazer because I have always done things differently, and I've been the first in a lot of different areas. The first and the only one in my family to graduate from college. The first director of the Women's Business Center in Aurora. The first chair of the board of the Quad County African American Chamber of Commerce. So I like to pave the way for others, especially young women that I mentor through my Exceptional Pearls of Wisdom mentoring program. And I believe that I have to be first for our African American women, because I had so many people that have mentored me and helped me to get to where I'm going. And I want women to know that you don't have to be afraid to do anything. If you set your mind to it, you can do it. Collaborate with people, get the right people around you so that you can be successful, and make sure you have resources that can help you along the way. And a civic leader in my community where I live in Aurora, I'm mentioned that I was the first female chair of the board of the Quad County African American Chamber of Commerce, but I also serve on a number of boards and in a leadership capacity in a lot of ways. And I'm called upon a lot as a subject matter expert to provide experience, skills, information to those who may need my expertise. So that's who I am.
Thank you so much. And is it no surprise that she was first on the mic? I didn't even know all of those first, but look at God. Next, Miss Daniela Coffey.
Hey everybody. Come on y'all, y'all can do better than that. We at She Rocks.
Yeah.
Hey! So when you asked me that question, Sarita, and I think that's a phenomenal question. How would I characterize myself? What kind of car? What car? That's what I was gonna say. I love her already. She checking me already, okay?
She's the best.
Yes, thank you. What kind of car am I? So I thought about this, and I believe that I'm a Chevy with a Lamborghini engine.
Okay. Okay.
And the reason why I say Chevy is because I'm the everyday girl. You see, most people drive a Chevy because everybody can afford a Lamborghini. But when you get to know me and you know the person that greater is he that is in me than he that lives in the world, that's a Lamborghini engine. So don't underestimate my exterior because what's internal is the greater one.
There you go.
So,
Wow.
Thank you. But one more layer to that. Who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Daniela Coffey, and I am a spiritual strategist and a leadership success coach and the proud founder of Women of Faith Entrepreneurs Network, where we teach women globally how to build their business around their faith, not their faith around their business.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're right.
So she done took us to church.
Okay. Yeah.
My car is, if I was a car, I would be the Bentley Bentayga.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my car. It's the finest of luxury vehicles, SUVs. But not only that, what's most important is that it's the fastest SUV ever built. They did all of the test drives on the runway at the airport, and the only thing that it didn't do was get off the ground. And so, that's when I just get in the plane and then just go. But yeah, the Bentley Bentayga is, if I was a car, that's the car that I would be. And just to piggyback off of what she said, spiritually, who I am, my identity is built into my faith. So my response when people ask me who I am, my response is what Jesus said, who do men say that I am? And men say that I am inspiration. That's not a title that I gave myself. That's not anything that I've ever called myself. I don't walk around with a banner saying I'm inspirational. Listen to me, listen to what I say, I can empower you. No, I live my life like Christ has given me the skill and empowered me to do. And men say that I am inspirational. That's the number one word that people use to describe me. Everywhere that I go.
You know what? Let's give her a round of applause. So I came up here so excited to introduce you ladies, and I don't think I introduced myself.
You did not.
My name is Sarita Love. I'm keeping it brief because I'm long-winded. I'm the founder of Success Junkie. It's an achievement lifestyle brand, and I'm known for personal branding, guerrilla marketing, and guerrilla networking. That's the short of it. I'm so happy to be here with you ladies. This is about she, so I didn't make it about me, so I apologize for that, but that's who I am. And we're gonna come over here to Miss Erica Faye Watson, better known as, because rumor has it you have another cool name. What's that name?
Oh, my Instagram name is Miss Pound Cakes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I thought we should share that.
I know
with
you have the Christians on the other end, the heathen is here. Miss Pound Cakes is my stripper name. And I don't know much about cars, so I would say I'm any car that a rich man would drive.
Okay.
That's what I'm hoping for, is aspirational. I've been in a car that broke me and drive. But anyway, I think when I say what I am, I think of myself as an architect of creative experiences. So I write and direct films. I'm a stand-up comic, and I also love to help small businesses, especially those owned by African American women,
create media strategies and get themselves together in the right way to present themselves to the media. So everybody wants to be on TV, everybody wants to expose their brand, but many times they don't really have a true brand identity that's ready for that type of exposure. So I like to tell stories. I'm a storyteller, is what I say I am. So whatever your story is, I try to help you bring it to light.
Thank you.
Woo!
All right, Miss Roberts.
It's on? It's on now. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good
So
morning.
when the ladies said that they would be a Chevrolet with a Lamborghini engine, shameless plug. We actually have one of those here today. Chevrolet with the Lamborghini engine.
That's what my friend is working too.
Oh,
really? Okay. Okay. It's right over there.
It's a classy vehicle,
It
highly
is.
competitive, very driven, and will never fall short. It will always beat the competition. But a little bit of background, so I wanted to share with you all. So my father actually was the first African-American automotive dealer to serve on the Chicago Automobile Trade Association, which is known as, we host the auto show every year. So my brother's actually serving on the board here, pass it generation to generation, and then I will be the next in line to be serving on the board of directors for the Chicago Auto Trade Association.
Nice. All right now.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, at first you thought we were gonna just pose a question to you out of the audience, and it was just like, wait a minute, we need you, and you need us. So we're really happy to have you today. So I was saying that on Joyce's behalf. That was a little surprise. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So Miss Dawkins over here, what kind of car are you?
Come on now.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, you even told me that you were going to ask this question, and I didn't even really think about it, that I was going to be answering it too, but I'm going to take you back to my childhood. My parents always had a Cadillac. Cadillac Sedan-DeVille, Cadillac Seville, Cadillac Eldorado, I think. I was born literally in a Cadillac, a white Cadillac. Went from white Cadillac to blue Cadillac to brown Cadillac, and all of them were custom made for my dad. And it was just showing me what I could look forward to because he was a hard worker. And so his Cadillacs took him back and forth to work, and it took us on the road to Mississippi, to different vacation spots. So I like a car that is like family but luxury. And that's just what I would attach myself to, like a Cadillac, because that's what I saw growing up, and that's what I love. And so who am I? What do I do? I do it. And so,
Okay.
I am Joyce Dawkins, the founder of She Rocks It, celebrating women who rock. And I am the creator of the online social media platform I Am She, which is a community of like-minded women. You all are welcome to join our group. I Am She on social media. But I'm actually a corporatepreneur. That's what I call myself. Because I do work in corporate America 9 to 5. And so me having this platform is to inspire and share with other women. You can follow your dreams and follow your passions, and also work 9 to 5 to help with your household, raise your children, be the support mate to your spouse. So for me, it is just being out here showing women that, because a lot of people think that this is the job. And literally, I get up every morning and I go to work, but when I leave there, I transform into who she is. And I am she is me, and she rocks it.
Okay.
Yes.
In that order.
Create a platform where I could bring like-minded women together, where we could honor each other, where we could celebrate each other, support each other in a positive atmosphere. If you've ever been to any of my events, the key word is experience, because I want you to experience something like you've never experienced before. From the time you walk to the registration table to the time you see the ladies that are greeting you, giving you your seat, it's an experience. We compliment you. we welcome you and we greet you. And a lot of times as women, I found myself going to events or going to places where I would speak and they would just look, you know, and I wanted to change that narrative of how we interact with each other. So creating the platform, She Rocks It, everybody can affirm I am she and take on that mindset that you rock. And so that's what I do. This is what I created, and thank you.
All right.
All right.
So you know what? Surprise, surprise. I'm going to keep the mic in your hand for one moment to start this next dialogue. So all of us know when we utilize our GPS when we're driving, sometimes it doesn't take us where we think we're going, right? We're like, how did I end up here, right? And we clearly put the destination in the GPS. But that's the question I'm posing under the spirit of what drives her. So I'm going to start with you, Joyce, and I want to know, we all want to know, how did you get here? But one more layer to that is, what made you choose this path? How did you get here and what made you choose this path?
Okay, so I'm going to be real transparent. In 2007, I worked in an industry where it took a downfall. Prior to being laid off, I went through a period of, I had a desire to do things, right? I had a desire to finish my college education. I had a desire to become a part of a sorority. I had a desire to be home with my kids more. But the problem I was having was all those desires were sort of overshadowed because of me working, right? So it was in August of 2007, I began to seriously pray. And I began to ask God, I'm like, I want to be home with my kids more. I want to be able to go back to school. I want to join this sorority, but I want to be able to maintain my lifestyle. So that was really asking him a little bit much. Like, you want to be home, you don't want to work, but you want me to give you all this. So in November 2007, I was actually laid off. And it was at that moment that I had to think, Lord, is this what I asked for? Right? Because it was 24 hours, and I'm gonna tell you about the leap that landed me here. 24 hours, I get laid off. The next day they call me back. Honest truth. Wow. They said, it was a mistake. We need you to return. And I'm like, okay, this is a joke. Because I had told, you know, I'm like prepared mentally that now I'm laid off. And so I had to go into prayer. And I said, Lord, if this is what is going to get me the desires of my heart, let me wake up the next morning in peace, okay? The next morning I get up, and this is the God's honest truth, my sister will testify, I could not remember what I did the day before. I couldn't remember the job. Like, seriously, I thought I was about to lose my mind because I could not remember. But I was at peace. And I said, it's not mine anymore. It is not mine. So in 2007, that was my leap that landed me here 15 years after me telling them it's no longer mine. It's not mine. And they said, well, technically it is. And I said, if I don't come back, are you giving me unemployment? They said, no. Because technically, you know, you still have your job. Then I thought about it. The Holy Spirit ever drops stuff in your mind to make you remember things? I said, well, you know what? I signed the papers already.
There you go.
And they said, what papers? I said, the layoff papers. They said, we told you to take it to your attorney. I said, but you know what? I just wanted to drop it off. And I dropped it off the same day you gave it to me.
There you go.
And they said, wait, we don't have it. I said, I dropped it off at the main headquarters. Call them because it is signed and dated the day you laid me off. Therefore, I know that I'm laid off. And I know that you gave me the papers, and I'm gonna go to the unemployment office and get that check.
Hey! Okay, well.
So that was the leap, because had I been fearful of what would come next, I would not be here. Had I been fearful of and scared of waking up and not having a job, I would not be here. I would not have 3 degrees, okay?
Hello.
I would not be a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority.
Okay.
Incorporated, okay?
Yes.
I wouldn't have been able to be at school with my kids the way that I wanted to, right? I wouldn't have been able to serve, and I wouldn't have been able to take the time that I needed to hear from God so that He can direct my path. Because I asked Him, and He tested me to see, I'm gonna do what you said. You said you want time at home. You said you wanted to go back to school. You said these things. Now, I'm gonna lay you off, but the twist is I'm gonna give it back. And it's up to you what you decide to do with that. So the reason I'm sharing that is not to share my business, but the reason that He gave me that story is because someone needs to hear that a leap can land you where you have a desire to be.
Yes. Yes.
It can land you, and all you need to do is tune everybody else out and get in tune. And I said recently that when people ask me, how did I get here? I said I didn't get any favors. I had favor. Okay?
It's a difference.
I had favor. I didn't call in any favors to get in this space, but it was favor. So whatever it is that you have a desire to do, whatever it is that you are planning and you want to do, consider taking a leap. My leap took 15 years, but I'm here. So I just wanted to share that, and what's your time? Thank you.
So I got a little twist on the order of things. We talked about landing. We talked about leaping. I personally like to leap out of planes. And you land and take off on the runway. So, Miss Tamara, how did you get here? And what made you choose your path?
Wow. Belief. And
Second.
even in faith. Some people believe in luck. Some people believe in, just being prepared and taking opportunities. I believe that what got me to where I was today was being fearless, like you were saying. Growing up in Maywood, growing up in poverty, I'm the third of 7 children, had, plenty of nights with, no food, no hot water, no, electricity, everything. And, but I was super smart. And I knew that I was smart, but I didn't want to tell everybody that I was smart because that'd get you beat up. So then I became a bully. And I was just a really mean kid. I was what people would call a mean girl. Completely had my entire intelligence, it was incognito. I would only be smart in school in front of the teachers. And when I left, I wreaked havoc on the whole neighborhood. And so one time I tell the story, I got picked up by the police. And I heard a voice say to me, it doesn't matter how smart you are now, does it? And I realized that if I couldn't keep myself out of the back of a police car, then my life was going to be on a whole different path than what it could have been because I can't make decisions. Again, decision making, making choices. Fast forward, I got, within weeks, maybe months, my mom took me out to, my mom had me to her brother pick me up on a Saturday morning. I had an attitude the whole time. She sent me with my little brothers and sisters with her brother. And we got to what I thought was the Museum of Science and Industry. I was like, oh, we're about to be at the museum all day. And then it was an airport. I had no clue Maxfield was downtown. Get there as black guys giving kids airplane rides. And I'm like, where are we? It was Maxfield, the Tuskegee Airmen chapter were giving airplane rides. The pilot took me up, asked me if I wanted to fly the plane. And I'm like, absolutely. And I'm thinking if he knew I was from Maywood and how crazy I was, there's no way he would allow me to fly his airplane. But I didn't tell him. And I took the controls, we turned the plane around, and I'm flying over Lake Michigan. And that day I knew that I was going to have a career in aviation. What I didn't know that was when I got to the university, I'd be one of only 2 black girls out of 200 kids in the aviation flight program. What I didn't know is when I got to corporate, I'd be the only black person working for that company for 7 years. What I didn't know is when I started my aviation company, I'd be one of the
only women of color in the
There you
world to
go.
start an aviation company.
Yeah.
What I didn't know is when I decided to start teaching kids, but nobody taught me how to get involved in the aviation industry and have a career, that 10 years later, the industry would be calling me to figure out how they can cure the pilot shortage, cure the pilot
Yeah.
shortage, cure the aircraft mechanic shortage. I didn't know that the Pentagon would call. I didn't know FEMA would call. I didn't know that that Congress would call. I didn't know that Boeing would call. I didn't know that United would call. I didn't know American would call. I didn't know. Only thing that I knew is I did everything that everybody told me to do. Get good grades, go to school, and you'll get your dream job. And at 24 years old, I have a house on 3/4 acre land with a swimming pool in the backyard, 2 cars. I got married at 25, and by 28, I was empty. With a corner office with a view, the only person that had a bigger office with me was a vice president. I was 28 years old, and I had to make a choice. I started looking at me being the only African American globally working for that firm for 7 years, and they had never had a woman to work in the C-suite. I said, there's no way they're gonna let me be who I know I am working in this company. And I was doing a minority and woman on business compliance reporting, and I realized that we weren't meeting my goals for minority and woman on business contracting. And I looked in the mirror, I said, I'm a woman, I'm a minority, I need a business, and the rest is history.
There you go. Yes. Woo!
Down, down. What drives her? So one thing that Ms. Holmes repeated, put an emphasis on all of the things that she didn't know. Think about all of the things that you don't know but you believe is possible. I want to ease over here to Ms. Simmons because a lot of things that we know that we've learned today that she was first. In many ways. Where were you in birth order, Ms. Simmons? Were you the firstborn?
No, I am the middle child.
Okay. So the same question is posed to you. How did you get here? And what made you choose your path? You're there. We can hear you.
Okay. So in the birth order, I am the middle child of 5 girls. And so they heard you say that I grew up on a farm with my family in rural Alabama. And so being the middle child, there's a lot of distance between myself and my second sister and my 4th sister. So pretty much I was a loner. I was not in school at the same time that any of them were. So I pretty much did things by myself. And so going through that experience, I had to figure out a lot of things. Early on, when I was in grade school, my teachers sought me out to, back in the day where I grew up, the teacher ran the entire class, so you didn't change classes. I won't tell you guys how old I am because I'm older than anybody else here on the stage, but so my teachers would seek me out if they had to go to a meeting. They would leave me in charge of the class. So as I thought about my life, early on, I was brought up in a leadership capacity. Helping my parents run the farm. We did a lot of business transactions because they also worked a job in a manufacturing company. So my sisters and we had a lot of responsibility growing up. And throughout high school, I just became a natural leader. Being the first in my family to be involved in any extracurricular activities. The first in my family to graduate at the top of my class. And then as I evolved through life, I was sought out for a lot of different leadership roles. From a corporate standpoint, I worked in corporate America for 27 years. I worked for ComEd for 27 years. And that experience, I started out as a mail clerk. I worked my way up I went into customer service. While I was in customer service, I realized that that's not where I want to be. I'm a leader. I need to be in more of a leadership role. So I decided to go back to college and get my degree while raising my 2 kids with my husband. So I went back to school and I got my undergraduate degree. And while I was working in customer service at ComEd, and I would share with some of my peers, I want to go into a leadership role. And I was told by some people, you're not going to be able to do that. And I've always liked to prove people wrong. So I said, well, watch me. So I went into leadership role in ComEd, and I excelled rather quickly. I moved up into a position based upon my performance. And so I ran our media reading department for the city of Chicago. I was also told I wouldn't be able to do that. So what I learned from that is if you don't open your mouth and ask, you will never know.
Nope.
So I tell people, and I have a series that I do on this, you don't know what you don't know. If you don't ask, you won't ever know. So what's the worst that you can get? Is no, right? So I learned to open my mouth and ask. And that was also based upon some of my experiences, because as I was in the management ranks and I was doing a really good job, I saw some of my male colleagues being promoted above me. But I knew I was doing a really, really good job, but I wasn't tooting my own horn like males do. So I started to toot my own horn, and I started to talk about Terry. So as a result of that, I was given an opportunity to take on a position where I was able to go and look at an organization within our company to build in some efficiencies and look at some cost effectiveness opportunities, some ways to save money. So I was very successful in that role, and I was able to save the company over $15 million a year in that project. So after that, they said, well, what do you want to do, Terry? So I said, you know what? I never thought I would have that opportunity. So I decided to go into economic development, a field that I knew nothing about, because I am a business major, so I knew nothing about economic development. You heard me say I like to be first. I don't color outside the lines. I don't like to be put in a box. So I decided to go into economic development. I was the only female in our economic development department. So it afforded me the opportunity to do a lot in the community. So as I built collaborations and resources in the community, I started to learn a lot about business and business opportunities, and I built a huge network of resources. So I was in that role for a short period of time, and then I was asked, well, what do you want to do next? I was in that role for about a year and a half, and I did really well in that role. And I was asked, well, what do you want to do next? So I said, I want to do something more in a governmental affairs type of role, political arena. So I decided to go into what's called our External Affairs Department. And that opened up a world of opportunity for me. While I was in that role and doing the community service that I do in Aurora where I live, I looked at the fact that there was not a lot of resources for women business owners, especially those who are underserved, African American and Hispanics. So myself and two other women business owners and one of the state representatives went to the CEO of the Women's Business Development Center of Chicago, and we pitched the idea to them that we needed some resources in Aurora for women's business owners. Glory be to God, we were able to get one of two grants that were awarded in the nation to open up a women's business center in Aurora to serve women. We provide all kinds of resources, from helping women get funding for their business. So it's a myth if you think that there's no money out there for women business owners, for African American business owners, but you've got to be ready. You have to do some things. You got to make sure that your credit is pretty good, okay? You have to understand when you're going to banks that you need to have a business plan, because they're taking risk with you. So you have to have a plan so they can understand what you're going to do with the money, and that if it's worth the risk. And so the program that we initially started was called Scale Up for Established Businesses. That program did so well, we went back to the federal government, got some additional funding, where we were able to open a women's business center. And you heard me say that you have to ask, right? So I went to the CEO of our company, ComEd, and I said, we're going to open up a full-blown women's business center in Aurora. can I have the opportunity to work alongside that center and get it up and going? She said, sure. She said, I'm gonna do even better than that. I'm gonna pay you for a whole year and let you run that center and get it up and going. And I was floored. No one in ComEd had ever done anything like that before. So when I tell you, you have to ask for what you want, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
If you don't open your mouth and ask, so that's how I got here. So while I was working beside other women, I realized I am an entrepreneur by heart. So not only can I help other women, but I can also help myself in the process. Miss, that's how I got here.
Look, we're ready to follow you on the whole journey. We're ready. I am gonna, for the sake of time, I'm gonna put a little twist where with, I think what I want to do is, in the spirit of what drives her, there will be time for meeting and greeting on how everyone got here. I want to continue the conversation with our ladies where I want you to infuse in a highlight of how you got where you are right now, but I want you to tie this into what motivates you to impact and change the lives of others. And what's unique about the ladies who are about to answer these questions are they are in position to do these. Everyone is, but these particular women right now, they are in different areas of position to do so. So I'm going to start with you, Erica. Really, I gave highlights of where we've seen you. How did you get here? The short version. And I really want to know about your impact. How you, what motivates you to impact and inspire the lives of others?
Yes, well, I got here by not listening to the no's, staying focused on the yeses, and refusing to dim my light. So that's the overall arc. Quickly, I've always been a very funny, creative person. I've always been a writer and did things like that, but I was kind of steered away from that. I had very old school, traditional Southern parents from New Orleans, and they said, you're gonna get a good job with a pension, and you're gonna buy you a bungalow somewhere on the South Side, you're gonna find some man to marry you, you're gonna live in a house, you're gonna have kids, and you're gonna live a good life. That's a quote from my father. And I'm just not that kind of person. So listening to my parents and wanting to follow what they had, the idea they had for me, I kind of had to have the courage to go the opposite way because I'm loud and I'm crazy and I'm funny and I just wanted to be me. So went to the college they chose, was so busy not going to class and producing and directing, I flunked out. So I finally said, I'm gonna go do what I wanna do. So I left that school down at U of I in Champaign, which is one of the top schools in the country. So if you get in there, you know, you're real smart. And I flunked out. My dean was actually like, you don't ever need to come back down here. He's like, don't, please. So I was like, damn, okay. So I looked up Columbia College Chicago, and I was like, man, they accept you in February, so I could go there. I went to film school, got straight A's, and started living my dream, which was to write, direct, and produce. I moved to New York to direct, and when I got out there, I was doing a lot of underground hip-hop videos for artists, and I was like, I got tired of being on video sets where I was the only woman and I'm directing these dudes that are projecting a life that they're not really living in real life. I'm tired of all these big booty so-and-sos all around, right? And they're spraying fake champagne on the girls, this sparkling apple cider. You can't even afford to buy the champagne if you're fronting that you're drinking. And I was like, why am I here? And why am I presenting these kind of images of women? And a friend of mine said, you're so funny, you should do comedy. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. And I started doing stand-up as a side hustle to make money for my films. I got on stage, a producer saw me, gave me a role in my first film called Dirty Laundry. At the premiere of Dirty Laundry, Lee Daniels happened to be, I don't know if you all know who he is, but Lee Daniels happened to be sitting in front of me during the movie. And he turned around, he was like, is that you? And I was like, yeah, that's me. He was like, you funny, I'm putting you in my next movie. And I was like, okay, whatever. I just figured he was high or something. So I was like, he's drunk, whatever, it's good. So then he actually exchanged phone numbers with me, and a couple months later called me and was like, get up. I didn't know me. He was like, get up, I got a role for you. I'm putting you in my movie. At the time, it was called Push, because it was written based on a book called Push. Turns out it was precious. Anyway, I got that role. At the screening for that, I happened to be, this is what's important. You never know who you're talking to or who you're interacting with. I was in line at the premiere. Now, I shouldn't have been in the line because I was one of the people in the movie, but I was in line and there was a young black woman standing in front of me. And she was like, why are you here? And I was like, oh, I'm in the movie. And she's like, well, why are you in line? You should be going where the celebrities are. And I was like, but I'm not a celebrity. I have a small role. And she was like, no, you should go up there. So we started talking. Turns out she was an executive for the Oxygen Network. And she was like, you're so funny and cool. We have a project at Oxygen we're working on. I would love to get your information and talk to you. And I was like, okay, great, whatever. She's probably high and drunk too. There's a lot of high and drunk folks in New York. So I ended up on the phone with her the next week, and she's like, we want you to just come in for a screen test. I didn't know even what was going on. It ended up they were creating a competition reality show, and they brought me on to host my first pilot ever, simply from a meeting in line. Now, I could have been acting funny and why is she talking to me and why is she in my business, but you never know who's sitting next to you that is there to present an opportunity for you. So I hosted my first pilot from Oxygen. From that, it went on. When I was in undergrad, people call me Spike E. My name is Erica, but I wanted to be Spike Lee, and I always had a dream to work with him. And my friend even bought me a book about his work. 5 years ago, I ended up being one of the stars of his film, Chirac. And I brought my book on set, and I was like, you have to sign this. He's like, nobody in the world has this book. And I'm like, well, I have it, because I used to be called Spike E when I was younger. And I always said one day I would work with you. And he was like, and now you're starring in my film. And even that was a chance thing. So I got here by being nice to everybody, even the people I don't like. I'm very nice to them because you never know what that will lead to. And remember, I'm a fat girl from the south side of Chicago. I'm not supposed to be on anybody's TV doing anything. And there's nobody that looks like me that's on TV in Chicago or beyond. And when I go somewhere, I'm typically the biggest girl in the room. But sometimes you can be the biggest and also the most unseen. And I make sure that I do not dim my light. I am who I am.
That's what it is.
Embrace me and take me as I am.
Period.
That's how I got here.
I guess I'll answer the part about what motivates you. You're the wild card. You're the rebel. You're the one that sometimes is overlooked, underlooked, this and that, but you show up.
Oh, yeah.
I was told no all the time.
But you said
I was told no this morning on the role I really wanted. My agent called me on the way here and said I did not get it. They said no thanks, they're passing. But that's okay, because who knows who I'm going to meet here today that's going to give me my next opportunity. You gotta keep it moving. You gotta be told no.
Yes, that's right.
Miss Daniela Coffey. So Daniela, you are the pro in this sense with what your background is. I need you to infuse how you got here and what motivates you to impact and change lives. Because how you got here is by impacting and motivating. So let's infuse your answer that way.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you out of church for 1 second. I need you to touch your neighbor, turn to your neighbor and say, girl, I'm done with.
I'm done with. About to.
Now, if it's a gentleman, just tell him, say, I'm done with about to, okay? You ain't gotta say the girl. You got one more time. Say, girl, I'm done with.
I'm done with.
About to.
About to.
So how I got here, my mom and my dad both are in the audience, and Daddy just waved their hand. Those are my babies. And so how I got here, my father is an African-American business owner, oldest soul food restaurant in Chicago, Illinois, with a 6th grade education and has seen multiple businesses go out of business. So that's my foundation.
There you go.
And so, not saying we're perfect, but we still here. And so, I remember a story that one day a gentleman came into the restaurant, and at the time I was working there, and he came in dressed really nice, and he came in, he asked to speak to the owner. And so I was standing at the counter, and the gentleman, I said, well, sir, how may I help you? And he said to me, he said, I don't want to speak to you, I'm looking for the owner. I'm looking for a manager position. And I said, sir, I said, is it anything that I can do for you? He said, let me speak to the owner. Very rude and very nasty. I said, okay, no problem, sir. So I proceeded to go in the kitchen. Now, mind you, I was hot. Listen, it's a soul food restaurant, okay? I was hot, I was sweating, I was just tired, okay? Just wrap it all up. And so I didn't look like what he was expecting. And so he goes, I go in the back, I get my dad, I said, Dad, there's a gentleman that wants to speak with you at the counter. So my dad comes out and he begins to speak to the gentleman. I went to the back and I'm a little nosy, pray for me. And so the guy, he says to asks my father, you know, he shows his credentials and he can manage and blah, blah, blah. And my dad said, well, sir, listen, I'm in the process of transitioning out. And my daughter is going to be taking over.
Yeah.
Somebody about to get this thing. You better catch this. And so he said, my daughter is taking over and she does the hiring.
Okay.
And so I hear my dad comes to the back and he says, Daniela, can you come to the front?
Yes,
So I walked to the front. He looked at me and I looked at him. His face dropped. And I'm piggybacking off of what my sister said. You better be careful how you treat people.
There you go.
Because sometimes they may not look like you. They may not serve us. They may not have the same religion. You got to be careful how you treat people. And so he apologized to me. And I said to him, apology accepted. But as of right now, we're not hiring.
Okay, there you go.
Because if you treat me like that,
Right.
I know that's how you're going to treat my customers.
Right.
And I can't allow you to treat my customers that way. And so how I got here is from a humble beginning. See, don't get this, don't misconstrue this thing on how we look. We got this makeup on, we looking good. Because I'm up here with some women, I'm like, nah, am I supposed to be on this stage? Because they all came from corporate. I did not really care for school. I did it because I was supposed to do it and I ain't do well at it. And so I'm listening to this, but when Joyce said I didn't get here because of a favor, I got here because of favor.
There you go, girl. Don't make me run around here.
And so what motivates me is my mom and my dad and my family from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
And my father always, he said, Daniela, whatever you do, keep your heart right and keep your motive right. I'm so sick of us chasing platforms and we want to get on the stage, but behind the stage, what are you doing? What is your worship like? What does your life look like? Do you have relationship? You got to prepare for the promise and not the position.
There you go. Right there, right there, right there. Yes. Woo!
So, as we're almost at a close, what I want to pose to you, seeing that you operate high level in excellence in leadership, I want you to answer specifically, because we got some insight on how you got here through your bio because it was in the order of things. What motivates you to impact and change the lives of others?
Wow, that's a great question. And I got a tough act to follow down there. So I'll kind of make it short and sweet. What's really important to me in my business are two things. One is to give minorities and others an opportunity to grow within this industry, the automotive industry. And the other is for financial education, not selling. A lot of times, before I got involved in the business, which is a family business, I decided to do some research and kind of do mystery shopping, go into other stores and see how, first of all, minorities were treated in those stores and what was the longevity in the process when minorities were in the store. And I was finding that a lot of times dealerships were telling customers, you can buy today, we're gonna get you in the car, but they weren't teaching financial responsibility.
There you go. go.
And a lot of our minorities weren't taught debt to income ratio, loan to book value, and how to properly build your credit to move to the next levels. I would get a lot of customers saying, I gotta have that Lexus. I came in here for that Lexus. Instead of sitting down and having a conversation about their financial responsibility. What are your 5 to 10 year goals? What are some things that you're looking to do to aspire? Are you looking to build a business or own property? If those are the things that are the case, here are the steps that you and I need to take in order to have better financial responsibility. And a lot of times we might not even sell you a car that day, but the ability to teach and give minorities an opportunity to have a better future. And here, this might not be the best decision for me to get the car today, but here are the steps we need to take so I can have better financial responsibility. And I'm really passionate about that. That's very important, and we teach that at all of our locations. The other was giving minorities an opportunity to grow within this industry. I come from immigrant parents that came to the country in the 70s, and my father was given an opportunity from the Minority Dealer Development Program through General Motors, and we're doing the same. We have 3 minorities that are currently in the program, and we're going to help them in getting their own dealerships and giving them an opportunity to get that. Thank you. So those are really important things, is teaching financial responsibility and offering minorities an opportunity to grow within this industry. And interesting enough, there are not really a lot of women that like to work in the automotive industry, and it's a great opportunity. And I think the media has given it a bad rap over the years. We offer flexible hours, time for family. A lot of times you sell it to your own family and friends. You have a whole network of people you know that probably need a car, right? So this is a great industry, and I'm really passionate about what I do. And anyone that knows me says, hey, you go to Crystal, she's going to sit down and talk to you about some financial responsibility, and then see if you can get a car.
There you go. There you go. In that order. Absolutely.
So, Ms. Dawkins, as we are driving ourselves forward, I do want to be respectful of time. It is almost 12:50 on the head. We can go a few different ways right now, but I do want you to take the wheel. I was able to collect a couple of questions in advance. So what we could do here is I could pose this question to you, but let me know how you want to
I would like to have
manage
an
time.
opportunity to hear from the audience, and maybe they have some questions that these ladies and myself can answer for them, because I really wanted to be interactive and have them have an opportunity to participate. So let's do it, Q&A.
All right, let's dive into Q&A.
If I can have a few of our team members come
And if I engaged with you earlier today and you thought about asking a question and you know what that question is now, or you posed a question, flag and let me know. Otherwise, we'll allow this to organically occur. And I was able to gather questions in advance, so I do have one to pose from the floor. And this question, we have an individual. Perfect.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Joyce, this is phenomenal. All of you women have been exceptional, and Zarita, great job moderating. My name is Ashley Kirkwood. I'm the owner of Global General Counsel, which is a law firm for entrepreneurs. My question is for Erica and whoever else would like to chime in. It is specifically, how do you, or what is your opinion of how someone can break into the Chicago media industry specifically? Or is the narrative true that you really need to be focusing on New York and LA? Because I hear that all the time, but I love Chicago and I am not trying to move. So let me know. But I do get opportunities from New York, and I'm like, it's New York.
You know what? I honestly believe that you can bloom where you're planted.
Yes,
right?
you can.
And if you do what you're supposed to do here, New York and LA and Atlanta are going to come calling for you anyway.
Yep.
So for me, I moved to New York because I will say this: there is a different progressiveness and open-mindedness there to over-the-top personalities like mine there. Where sometimes here, they weren't necessarily used to me, but I would go there and I'm kind of really regular. Pink hair is not a big deal in Brooklyn, right? So I went to New York because it's necessary for me, but it's not necessary to move. If you want to have a job on camera, the biggest thing is to prepare. Everybody thinks you just get an Instagram page and start doing crazy stuff and then you're gonna get on TV. You can do it that way, but Chicago is the #3 market for journalism and TV stuff. So if they have a certain level of expectation here that they want you to be polished if you're gonna be on TV in Chicago. So that's first, study, prepare. You don't have to go to journalism school. You don't have to, but you probably should take some on-camera classes if possible. Even stand-up comedy classes help, even for those of you all in corporate, to learn how to speak and engage audiences, but prepare and take it seriously if you really want to get in the game of TV. I hope I answered your question. You need a dope demo reel.
Yes.
And even if that means getting a great camera, your camera phone, and shooting and doing the kind of stories you want, present yourself because you are a brand, and make sure that you network and meet the right people and be nice to everyone in the room. Because the production assistant today is the EP tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I've seen people dismiss a younger person, and the executive producer of the show is a 23. You brush them off, not realizing, like the way the man did you when it came down to, so shake everybody's hand, network, and networking is not about what they can do for you. It really is about you being of service to them, right?
Thank you so
Get a dope
much.
reel.
Excellent question. Even great answer. Do we have another question from the floor?
So Daniela, my question is for you. You said build your business around your faith and not your faith around your business. So you sparked something with that. Can you just delve into that just a little bit more?
I share my story with, I spent over $62,000 in coaching. And what I found myself doing was chasing platforms. That's why I talk about it. And so I found myself chasing after people and not chasing after the power of God. This is just real talk, real conversation. And so what happened was, every place that I went, I had one coach to tell me that I paid $15,000 to, you say God too much. Wow. You will never reach a diverse market, quote unquote. You will never reach a diverse market by speaking the word God. I said to her politely, as nicely in my Christian voice, I said, well, then I'll never reach a diverse market. I will not stop calling on the name of God. And so I had to go through a process. I went through depression. God changed my circle. I ain't ready for this testimony.
Yes.
Because I was so busy trying to attach myself to people because I thought people was gonna do it. Can I just tell you right now, people ain't gonna do it.
Hello.
He works through people. And so I ended up creating Women of Faith, and it was through depression. I tell people, you can't coach somebody from someplace you've never gone before.
That's right.
You can't coach me into 7 figures if you ain't never made 7 figures. I'm talking about profitable. I ain't talking about revenue, because there is a difference. You cannot coach me to be secure if you've never been insecure. You can't coach me out of depression if you've never been depressed.
That's right.
And so God had to send me through a process of changing my circle and deleting and depleting some people from my life. And so Women of Faith Entrepreneur Network was born because we teach you how to build people to go through your process in order to make a profit.
There you go. Okay.
In that order.
Yeah. Come on.
And so that's what Women of Faith Entrepreneurs Network does. And so I built, and we're for women of all faiths. That's the kicker. I was so in tune with, I'm a Christian and I'm a Baptist, I was just pray for me, just all jacked up. But let me tell you something. Faith is the what? substance of things what? Hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. What's your substance?
Bam.
That's your substance. What is your substance? What's your substance? And so I built a network, a global network. One more nugget. I'm going to shut up, Sarita, because I know we on time. Listen, one more nugget. You have to know that you're not just local, you are global.
Yeah.
When God dropped in my spirit, when I was trying to go after this person and coach with that person and go after here and go over there and here, there, and everywhere, because a lot of us just looking to partner with somebody, anybody. If you got 50,000 followers, let me tell you about followers. That don't mean nothing. Please. Let me tell you. Means nothing, okay? Let me tell you. And so, at the end of the day, he said, Daniela, you're trying to drop your line in the pond when I told you to drop your net in the ocean. And so that means that the next person that you may hook up with may not look like you. They may not even speak the same language that you speak. Their color, you may not be the same color. You better come out of this box and stop boxing God.
Girl.
So that's how Women of Faith Entrepreneurs Network.
She gonna get caught. Yes.
I think your question is next, right? So just stand up, why don't you?
I'm about to run over there to Chevy and back right quick.
Come on. Woo. Okay.
Okay, my name is Rachel J, and just anyone who wants to answer, we live in a society now that's saturated with sexuality. You know, our young girls are looking up to the Instagram models, you know, with the small bellies and the big booties, which I get it, but no, you know, we don't. That's not how you really. Anyways, I'm not going to answer the question. Ask me out. Okay, so how can we effectively challenge our young ladies, you know, to inspire to be more? You can love yourself, you can love your beauty, but who are you on the inside? Because you should love yourself from the inside first. So, or what are you guys doing, you know, to inspire the young ladies? Or do you have mentorship programs, or how are we affecting these young girls out here growing up? Because they need to step up and take the mantle.
So I'll just touch on that because I have a daughter. I have a daughter that will be 14 years old, and I am a reflection of who I want her to follow. I am an example of what I want her to aspire to become, not just like me, but I want to lead by example. So how do I do that? I put her in environments that are positive. I put her in environments that educate her. I put things in front of her to teach her. Now, I don't, you know, when you say videos, I don't even know if she watches videos, to be honest, but they're always on social media, right? But I taught her, and she knows that social media is a social platform, and it is not our household platform, right? And so I bring her with me to meetings, I bring her with me to speaking engagements, because one, she needs to know how to present herself, and present herself as a young lady, learn how to articulate and say the words properly, and, you know, see what it looks like to wear a two-piece suit and not just, you know, a halter. But if you're gonna do the halter, put a jacket on. You know, put your stilettos on. So I am an example for her. And so what I do with the young ladies that even come to She Rocks at events, right? They are welcomed just like the older ladies are welcomed. We give them, you know, words of encouragement, and I put people in front of them that they can admire and that they can aspire to become, and people that are like-minded within their age category. So it's really about, as leaders, leading our next generation into environments that give them something to look forward to, you know? And so just like I said, with my daughter, it's really letting her see what it looks like to be who she is, and it's really instilling in her that affirmation that I am she. And who is she? Okay, she is you can be anything you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. Hard work, determination, aspirations, you can do it. So for me, it's really about being an example. And I'll let...
Well, this is one that's really important to me.
Because I know what I look like. I know what my family look like. I got good genes. Nothing, it ain't, you work with what you got. I got 2 daughters. One is 8 and one is 13. I grew up in a community that valued my face more than they value my brain. When I got to school, they valued my brain more than they valued my face. But when I got to corporate, they valued my face and my body more than they valued my brain and my mouth. And so now you like dealing with all of these mixed signals, right? Like, we know what power we have as women, right? That feminine energy, our intuition, our perfume, the way we dress, the way we know how to use that energy to get free fries in the drive-thru. Come on now. To get out of the ticket when the police pull us over, officer. We have to be aware of the energy and the power that we have as women. And so it's a whole different mentality when you want to tell girls to be careful about how you dress and the energy that you're putting off. But you also have to tell them to be conscious of how to use the energy and the power that you have as a woman. See, we don't tell girls that. We always tell them, just cover up and dress nice and present yourself this way. But there is a power that we have as women that we have to learn how to wield. I work in a 95% white male industry. I get people all the time trying to give me hugs, trying to kiss me on my face, after a meeting. If I was a man, you wouldn't be trying to kiss me.
Right.
If I was a man, you wouldn't try to hug me after we had a business meeting. So now I had to learn, shake hands, my hand gonna be out here, shake my hand. You know, we have to reframe the way that we imagine what our power looks like in the workplace when we want to invite more inclusivity. Men, listen to me. You want more women in the workplace? Make us feel comfortable. Men, you want women in the workplace? Don't ask us where our kids are. You're not asking your boy where his kids is, who got his kids. These are real conversations, and women have been having the conversations amongst ourselves for too long on how we're going to be included in the workplace. How about we communicate to you how to welcome us to the table? How to not demand hugs or look at me to get coffee or look at me to make copies for you. Because the feminine energy that we put off is as a nurturer. And they feed off of that. Oh, you nurture me, make my copies, nurture me. Run to the store, we ran out of this, nurture me. We got a client coming in at the airport, can you run and pick them up? No!
Right.
I don't nurture like that. Let's nurture these finances.
Okay.
Let's nurture my performance review and give me some opportunities to move up. Yeah. Let's nurture the workplace environment to make it more compatible and competitive for women. Right. See, it's not just about the sexuality in the sense of attractiveness. Right. It's about the power that we have as sexual beings, women, and having the authority and the power that we have as women.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is a perfect segue. Let's give her a round of applause.
Woo!
This is a perfect segue for me to do one quick thing. Who is she? We have several female event partners that I need to shout out really briefly. Onyx Capital Financial, since we were talking about finances. The Salute Foundation, and that is S-A-L-U-T-E. Salute Foundation. And she's actually physically here right now. Tendaji Oils. Tendaji Oils. Put that hand up again. I saw you waving over there. Hi. iCan Collective. Is she here today? iCan Collective. WDB Marketing. Dr. Tamara Denton. LaStina Martinez. LaStina Inspires. Miss Whit Devereaux. And Miss Crystal Roberts, who we ended up having over here on the stage. Joyce, I'm passing the torch to you. Thank you.
Tips?
So thank you all. She just named and mentioned some of our partners, and so we do have a raffle going on, and it's not just any raffle. So we do have 2 tickets we're raffling off to the NBA All-Star Comedy Show that is taking place at the CBIC Theater on Valentine's Day. We do have 2 tickets that we're raffling off to a Chicago Bulls game, and then we have a set of tickets that we're raffling off to a Bulls game, but in the Penthouse Suite for you and 2 of your friends. We are raffling off 2 tickets to the 4th annual Celebrating Women Who Rock Awards Gala. And we're raffling off a ticket, a dinner experience at Virtue Restaurant in Hyde Park. So if you purchase a raffle ticket, a huge portion of our proceeds go to help women live beyond their past and focus on rebuilding their future. And so how we do that as an organization is we partner with other organizations to help them mission. So on February 23rd, we are walking a mile in her shoes to raise awareness about the homelessness among women in the Chicagoland area. So I would be honored if you would get a raffle ticket and allow us to just, work with these partners in the community to help the women in the community. So I would just personally like to thank all of our partners who donated these amazing gifts. We also have some She Rocks It logo items. We have our signature I Am She mug. And I'm just so grateful and so thankful. I would like to thank the Chicago Auto Show for giving me this platform. This is absolutely amazing. This is Black History Month. I am Black History. And so I am she. I am so grateful that you all took time out of your day to come here to just be a part of the She Lounge experience. And if you go to our Facebook and all social media platforms, She Rocks It, we have announced our class of 2020 Celebrating Women Who Rock Awards honorees. So they are on our social media. I actually scheduled it to come out at noon. So you may see familiar faces because some of the honorees are here with us today. This is the first time that they will be made public. So you can attend our gala. It is May 23rd at the Bolingbrook Golf Course in Bolingbrook, Illinois. Phenomenal event. Last year we had about 400 women in the building. And so we're praying and hoping for more. Just come out, network with us, learn about who she is. If I can get everybody to stand up and join me in just giving a round of applause for my panelists. For our DJ, can we get a little more house music? Yeah. For each of you, I hope I get an opportunity to shake your hand. We do have another event that will be taking over this space. So right around 1:30, we want to make sure that we clear this area out, but not until I get a chance to say hi and take a selfie, okay? All right, thank you all so much. Okay, we got an announcement.
Thank you so much, Joyce, for everything. One last thing, we didn't want you guys to get away too quickly. If you have a gold wristband, go to the registration table to retrieve your gift bag. Black and gold wristband, go to the back table to retrieve gift bag. Black and gold to the back table, gold to the registration table. Thank you so much and continue to have an amazing day, you guys.
Yes, if your wristband has any black and gold on them, go straight to the back. If your wristband is just a regular and you did it right, go to your right. Thank you all so much.